In the heart of Portugal, on a warm August day in 1808, the quiet village of Vimeiro found itself at the center of a historic clash. This skirmish, though brief, would become a decisive moment in the Peninsular War and mark a significant chapter in Britain's military history. It was here that the might of the British Army first stood its ground against Napoleon's ambitions in Iberia, setting the stage for a protracted struggle that would eventually cripple the French Empire's hold over the peninsula. The backdrop to the Battle of Vimeiro was complex, a tapestry woven with the threads of ambition, alliance, and rebellion. Napoleon Bonaparte, the formidable French emperor, had set his sights on the Iberian Peninsula. By 1707, his grip was tightening. Portugal was invaded, and the Spanish throne was seized, an act that sparked insurrection across Spain and Portugal. Witnessing this, Britain saw an opportunity. The British government, led by fervent advocates of continental engagement, sought to aid the Iberian resistance. It was not only a matter of politics and power, it was strategic necessity. The control of Iberian ports was crucial for British trade routes and military logistics, and thus they could not remain idle spectators. Enter Sir Arthur Wellesley, a rising star in the British Army, who would later be known as the Duke of Wellington. Wellesley was dispatched with a force of 13,500 men to spearhead the British intervention. After landing on the Portuguese coast, Wellesley quickly moved to engage the French forces led by Major General Jean-Andoche Junot. Junot's army, experienced and battle-hardened, was underestimated by Wellesley. However, the young commander's strategic mind would soon reveal itself as a formidable match for any French general. On the 21st of August, 1808, the forces met near the rural locality of Vimeiro. The battle unwound over rugged terrain marked by hills and ridges, with the Vimeiro River acting as both a defensive asset and a natural division between the warring forces. As dawn broke, Wellesley had positioned his troops effectively along these high grounds, a move that capitalized on terrain advantages and exemplified his tactical acumen. The French launched their attack, vibrant in their columns of advance, but the British were resolute. Armed with the new Baker rifles, the British infantry delivered devastating volleys. These weapons provided not only superior range, but also remarkable accuracy, allowing the British to decimate advancing French columns effectively. The French tactics, driven by rapid movement and tight formations, faltered under the precise British fire. Moreover, the British artillery played a pivotal role, the titular guns of Vimeiro. Artillery units, strategically positioned by Wellesley, unleashed thunderous barrages upon the advancing French troops. Their effect was profound, breaking morale and disrupting the highly synchronized French columns. The rippling volleys from the British cannon became symphonies of resistance, drowning the will of their French counterparts as they struggled to maintain their assault. The battle progressed throughout the morning, and despite multiple French attempts to breach British lines, they could not sustain their offensive. Wellesley's foresight ensured that his forces adapted to every maneuver the French attempted, reinforcing weak points promptly and using the terrain as a persistent ally. As the day reached its zenith, the French were forced into retreat, and with that, the course of the battle was decided. The victory at Vimeiro did not just halt French progress, it signaled a change in momentum within the Iberian conflicts. The British success was celebrated across Europe, heralding the effective beginning of the Peninsular Campaign under British leadership. This battle would serve as a crucible for many military leaders, nurturing the strategies and tactics that would guide them in the campaigns to come. As we reflect on the events at Vimeiro, we recognize it not only as a military victory, but as the catalyst for a persistent partnership between Britain, Spain, and Portugal. Together, they would wage a relentless campaign that ate away at the joints of Napoleon's domains, contributing to the eventual downfall of his empire. In conclusion, the Battle of Vimeiro stands as a monument to strategic innovation and steadfast valor. It illustrates the importance of leadership, adaptability, and the use of technology in warfare. For Britain, it was a first stand, but certainly not the last. The guns of Vimeiro continued to echo long after that August day, marking a new era in the history of warfare and serving as a turning point that would shape the future of Europe.